On top of being a world champion, you was also the trainer of an undisputed world champion. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're the first active fighter to be a champion of a undisputed, be a trainer of an undisputed fighter. So let's just talk about the lead up training, kind of switching roles, going from fighter to trainer at the
Well,
highest level.
well, for me, I just think, I think knowledge is it doesn't have an age limit to it. So when
Mm.
people be like, "Oh, well, he too young to be training," it was a lot of people like, um, yeah, he shouldn't be training you. Like training is a 60-year-old job or a 70-year-old job, and I think the knowledge I've had from my father, from my grandfather passing it down from my father, and then me linking up with Emmanuel Stewart, and me being in camp at the camp with champion at the champion, I think I learned more than some people, some older people even live. You know what I mean? So I just think I had so much in me to give, and it was just the right circumstance at the right time because AB was training with my father,
Mm.
and when he passed, she started with my brother, and then we cut ties. It was just it was a thing that kept it all in the family. But I was grateful just for a fighter that was as good as her of her magnitude would trust me. You know what I mean? To say, you know what, let's try to make this thing go and let's try to make this thing work. And I thought it was, I give her flowers for just giving me the opportunity. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people that will not give the opportunity to their homie. You know what I mean? And that's really what it was. Like my homie is qualified for the job. You know what I mean? Like for her on her side, it's like my homie is qualified for the job. You know what I mean? No matter his age. You know what I mean? When she heard me talk and I talk about boxing, she understands like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So I was just thankful for the opportunity, man. We flourished, man, and I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about it was.
I mean, she became undisputed, so
Oh my, and that's a fighter's dream.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's only so many. I could probably only count. I could probably count on both hands how many people have done that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And Floyd Mayweather isn't one of them. He's never done that. So for you to do that, capture every single belt, man, it
Mm-hmm.
was just like that's the cream of the crop. You know what I mean? So and she did it, and I was able to be a part of that, and
Yes, sir.
I was forever thankful for that.
Watching that fight live, seeing like the emotion, celebration, like you could tell, like, wow, I just did it with my best homie.
Hmm.
But I gotta ask, what happened with that like relationship? And do you think that will ever be able to team up again?
I just think growth. I just think she got into a point in her life where she felt like Detroit. She reached her pinnacle of living in Detroit. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So she went to a better market. She went in. I think she lives in Vegas, but she went to a better. She went to a fighter's market. You know what I mean? So, um, and now that could be of anything. It could be endorsement wise. It could be sponsor wise. It could be better trainer wise. It could be And then, but the thing is, she wasn't held back. You know what I mean? Like I didn't hold her back to say, oh no, we gonna do like. It's like if that's where you see fit because boxing is individual sport. Like you have to be happy.
Yeah.
Like when you're like you don't lose unless you don't win if you're not happy. So
Mm.
it's all about being comfortable and happy. You know what I mean? So whatever made her happy was just like I love you. Do your thing. I'm praying for you. Um, go float. You know what I mean? Just remember everything you learn here and take that and fly high. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a thing like it was held back. It was no animosity towards it. Was no. It's not a hate thing. It's growth. It's a growth thing. If that's what you think you need for growth, do your thing.
So it's a mutual thing, not like because media gonna try to say some drama involved and all, but it was on
Well,
good terms.
oh yeah, I mean like I just don't think I'm on bad terms with nobody. I don't know who on bad terms with me, but I'm not on bad terms with nobody. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I don't even have that kind of energy in my heart to say I think about you that much for me to have bad energy for you. You know what I mean? Like I don't have no bad energy for nobody. It's just whatever it's her. This is at the end of the day, it wasn't my career. It's her career.
That's
you know
real.
what I mean? Like
That's
my
real.
my career and I'm from Detroit is based on loyalty. You know what I mean? Like I would never leave nobody. You know what I mean? Like how I start is how I want to finish, and that's just my mindset.
Heard
You know what I
say
mean?
that too before, yeah.
Yeah. So how I start, I want to finish it out the same way. So that's my mind. That's my mindset. You know, somebody else's mindset could be, I can go here and make and grow better in whatever way. You know what I mean? But I just felt like when you are the star, when you are the one, it don't matter where you from. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to go to another city when you're the one. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when I was up, like I was the one. They asked me to move to California before I even turned pro, and I told them no. When I was pro, they told me to move to Vegas. They asked me would I move to Vegas for woo, and I told them no. I'm a Detroiter through and through. You know what I mean? And I went to win a world title. So I just proved a lot of people wrong when they told me, oh, you got to leave. And it was people that was around me like, oh, you got to leave Detroit to grow. And I just felt like I proved everybody wrong. Like you can do it how you want to do it. As long as you're dedicated to what you're doing, just you do it your way. And I think boxing is one of those sports you have to do it your way. Whatever your way look like, do it your way, because at the end of the day, when you lose, you lose. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a lot of people like, oh, his trainer didn't do, but I lost. It no matter what the trainer could do, like that. Like, and then this the thing. Like, a lot of people blame a lot on trainers, but it's like I only get 1 minute in between each round to talk to my trainer. 1 minute. And trust me, when you jab me again the next round, I forgot everything my trainer just told me. So when we talk about blaming trainers, no. We blame the fighter because the fighter lost what the trainer just told him because he got jabbed again, or he got right hand again, or somebody grabbed him, or you know what I mean? Like that stuff is forgetting. That stuff is forgotten so fast. You know what I mean? So I don't blame a trainer. You know, it's me in there. I do it, and I must be happy while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's it's like fighting is the art. Fighting is the ultimate. Is the ultimate. You have to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate. You got to figure it out kind of moment. You know what I mean? Like, how do I get past this part? If somebody does something better and they fast, or okay, damn, what can I do to? It's the ultimate figure it out, and that's just and that's life. You know what I mean? Like when you walk through life and you like, damn, I gotta pay this DT bill.
Yeah.
How the gotta figure that out?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just
Real
the
life.
ultimate. I figured out. You know what I mean? It's the ultimate, and that's the kind of mindset I have in life. Period. It's like I figured out. You know what I mean? I'm never down bad because I'm always gonna figure it out.
I always say that boxing like reflects your life. You get knocked down, you get back up. You get in there, you getting touched up a little. If you can't figure something out, you gotta figure it out. And I feel like your career like shows that you won your first world title after already taking an L. A lot of people will counted you out. They always say you was good as your last fight, but you was able to bounce back and get a world title after that. So I feel like that's a great analogy.
Yeah, that's truth, man. It's just like it's like that moment, my first loss, that moment, because I was riding high. I was, you know what I mean? Like I was 22-0, 19 knockouts. You know what I mean? Like I was riding super high, and then it's like I had to after my first loss, I had to grab myself, and it was like that moment when it made me feel like, okay, cool, I lost. That zero is off my back now. You know what I mean? It was a lot of weight that was just on my back, just being undefeated from Detroit. It was no light shedded on Detroit sports at all. Like, the football team was ass. The basketball team was ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The hockey, baseball team. And it was like, it was just like we it was like a sunken city. You know what I mean? Everybody, the reputation of Detroit is don't go to Detroit. You know what I mean? That's when killing was probably at an all-time high. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it was a weight lifted off my back to say, okay, cool. Go have fun like you used to have in the amateurs, because everybody lost in the amateurs. Yeah. Everybody. You know what I mean? So, and it was like, but it was so much fun. It was just like, it like nobody was criticized for a loss. It was just like, okay, cool. I get to do this again in 3 more months and go to the next tournament, and I'm looking to see this same guy again. You know what I mean? And it was like, once you turn pro, once you lose, that fight would never happen again. And I wanted to fight everybody I lost to. I wanted to fight again, but I could never do it because everybody felt like that was the medal on the blue star. It was just like, oh, I don't have to do it again. I beat you already. You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, where's the competitiveness in fighting that I have that everybody else don't have? You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure once somebody loses somebody, they want to do it again.
They want to get it on.
They want to do it again. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm not the only one that thinks that way, but I'm the only one that probably will have the pleasure to give somebody else that opportunity to do it again. Like I did Jamel. Like I could have probably waited that out and told him I don't want him to do it again. Like I beat you.
That was
like,
your next fight though.
You know what I'm saying? My next fight after taking a year off was against the man that they told me was the best. You know what I mean? So I never shied away from a competitive fight. Like and that's I think what's wrong with just boxing. Period. Everybody shying away from the competitive fights because they win or lose or don't do it again. But my thing is, when it comes down to ratings and selling, making money and marketing and selling tickets, some of your best marketing fights were probably the ones you lost. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? My fight with Jamel was probably it was at that moment when I lost. Probably for like the next 2 years, it probably was marketably the biggest fight that could have been made in boxing again. You know what I mean? It could have made us tons of money because that's. In hindsight, that's really what you're doing it for, the money. You know, at that point, you know what I mean? I started it off doing it for fun.
You made it now. So. But
then it's like, oh, now it's about money. You know what I mean? And both of us could make a ton of money doing this again. So, it was fun. Boxing is fun, man. Fighting was just fun.